Hello, good morning. Welcome into another episode of Good Morning Nasdaq right here on the Clover Trading YouTube channel. It is the one, the only time I'll say this all year, the first day of August, year of our Lord 2025. The start of a new month, the start of a new period, the start of the last day of the week. But we're here. We're in it. July is over. I started to see some recaps over in the room on in clovertrading.io. A lot of people posting their months of July, the results, the stats, the data to go along with it. I'm sure Kyle hasn't done that yet. I have not done that yet for myself. But I am excited. It was a very interesting month. A lot of down, but ended up being quite up by the end of it. A lot of lessons learned, a lot of data to pour through. So looking forward to that. Make sure that you are spending that time. Weekend's a great time to get it done. Go through your stats, go through your numbers, figure out where you are doing well, what is losing you money, what's making you money. It's like, I think one of my favorite times as a trader is, monthly recaps, just because it's a little report card of who you are as a trader right now and what you need to improve upon. But we're going into Friday, into August 1st, Kyle, and the market's gapping down. You're saying everything else is gapping down. What are the thoughts going into today?
We're starting August, and again, any time of year can be different than previous years. I'm not saying take this to the bank. I'm not saying take this literally, but historically, right? August and September, one of the two, if not sometimes both, are not kind to just general market returns. Now that's more of big index stuff. Like in terms of small caps, I've seen busy Septembers, I've seen busy Augusts. But given we just saw a very busy July, I have to maybe lean towards the brake pedal a little bit, right? Like I'm not just gonna go guns blazing into August of like things are gonna be just as hot as the last 2 weeks or as opportunistic, right? I've been break even to losing the whole first, call it 60-70% of July, and then the last like week and a half was just gave me everything, right? So we'll see. I'm open to either scenario, but I can't help but use previous history and my own experience as well. Like August and September are just naturally some of my lower profitable months. So we'll see. We'll see. I got no expectations. Let's put it that way. Nothing high and nothing too low.
Yeah, especially after this last week of July. It makes the expectations going into August quite easy. It is wait for good patterns and trade them when they come about, because this week has been quite slow in terms of the opportunities that we've gotten. It doesn't mean that there's no room to make money. I know there was definitely some plays this week that did work, that did run. But going into a fresh month, kind of with that perspective of like summer trading as well as like the current market we're in right now. Yeah, not a ton of expectations and nothing wrong with that. Trade the opportunities in front of you, continue to do your best, and just prioritize the best stocks, which is what we try to do here on the show. We talk about the biggest gappers in small cap land. We're live every single day the market is open, and we talk about a little bit of dilution, a little bit of catalyst news, why are they up, as well as daily chart, and then we answer some questions from you guys. So don't be afraid to get over there in the live chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from, and if you have any specific tickers you want questions on, we'll take a look at those, and we'll get on out of here, head on over to the Clover room. How's that sound? Well, that sounds awesome. Well, that's awesome to me. What do we got for gappers today, Mr. Kyle?
We got one just like yesterday. MWYN.
Is this Marwin? Marwin Holdings?
It is. Oh my god. Nice name.
Marwin.
Marwin.
It's a beverages company, non-alcoholic, and home improvement products.
Okay, what a mix.
Yep. Let's see, Marwin. I don't see anything for news.
It's like I could clearly tell maybe Marwin was the CEO and he's just like building his house while like drinking an iced tea. He's like, this is it right here.
This is the business idea. I see a ton of cash left, recent IPO, and that's basically it. Is that kind of what you see?
Yeah, I don't see a whole lot. Well, actually, wait a minute. In June, I see an 80% drop in a day as if like
I definitely see that.
this was a liquidation play.
No, not Marwin.
Yeah, not the Marwin. Where are they based out of?
United States.
Based out of China, but it doesn't really matter. There have been ones in the United States that do this. Yeah, it's a little bit sketch. A little bit sketch. Did you say there was news or no news? Let me
I
double
don't
check
see
on.
news.
Yeah.
I don't see news for a while. Looks like there
Yeah.
was a late annual filing a couple days ago.
Okay.
It's not
Yeah,
usually something to
little.
gap up on.
So if there's nothing we can go off of, the daily chart gives me a little bit sketchy vibes. Um, I mean, yeah, that's all we got really. So not a whole ton to go off of. It makes me. I avoided the gapper yesterday, shorting it. That dodged me a loss. So I have no idea what to expect today. But again, given I typically avoid former. Well, that's not true. Sometimes I like them. Like sometimes I think like, oh yeah, it's a gift to be shorting any crap into a liquidation play. And sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna avoid them like the plague. And for some reason I'm getting that same feeling today.
Avoiding it?
I don't know why though, because this could easily dump, but it also could easily squeeze. So it's kind of a tough call to make.
Yeah, that dump is quite recent. What, tens to the ones all in one day. That is not a generic normal move that we see, guys. So when you see that on the chart, that's why Kyle kind of started to do some just extra thinking. Like, could this be a stock that has liquidated, has had maybe a little bit of a pump and a dump from the inside out? Because we've seen time and time again this type of action, and it's kind of like interesting. Once we've done the dump, we've had some pretty crazy moves like MLGO, Holo, Fifi even, and other times these little day one gappers get absolutely destroyed and they don't go anywhere. So it's hard to know for sure if you're going to get like a repump or nothing. You obviously have good volume today. There's a ton of resistance overhead from that dump day. We haven't really been over like 240s, 250s in the past few months. So wouldn't be surprised to see this bounce further, but also wouldn't be surprised to see this literally back at 20 cents. So to
Right.
me, there's not a ton of extra thinking going into it. It's more of, I don't expect Marwin to be a runner that I'm watching middle of next week, and how it gets back down is kind of up to it. It's either today or I feel like eventually, but could run. You never know. Slow weeks and random starts to August, weird stuff could run. It's possible, but
Stuff could be here.
it ain't a pattern for me.
Nope.
That's Marwin. I really like Marwin. I want to keep saying Marwin. How you guys doing today? We got Jay in here, Wing Poon, Mazin, Warren, Jack, Mash for Fun, who says, good morning, new month, start fresh and new. There is just that feeling, right? Like it's a Friday, and everyone kind of feels that way on a Friday anyway. But the start of a new month, like whatever it was, good or bad, at whatever last month was, like you just that day where it's just like it doesn't exist anymore. It's behind me.
Yeah.
All we have, everything's in front of us now. So it's exciting stuff. We're here. It's like it feels like fall, August, and then we go into like hunting season's coming up.
I align August with fall, even though it is summer. I always think like, oh, fall's here. And it's like, wait, no, fall doesn't start. I always think November is winter. I'm like, wait, no, it's always like a month, just like seasonally.
November not?
I think no, November is I think end of fall, right?
That's
Winter
cold.
starts I think December. Technically, like the date. Let me double check that, but I'm almost positive. When? Because winter's like December through February. Yeah, it starts technically. It starts December 21st, and ends March 20th. Like March, I think spring immediately.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no, winter's over.
That's just the lull period for us in the Midwest. It's just like survival. All of it.
Like, don't die.
While we have our college football and hunting, we're good. And then when you say, hey, that's gone, all you get some ice fishing, that's when it's a problem. That's when we sit in our house and just trade. Seth says just popped a 20% gainer on BTAI this AM. Looking forward to the weekend. Congrats.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks like a random gapper, but only up 20%. Throne had a 16R July. Congratulations. Wing Poon says, how would you measure and define consistency as a trader? Is it over X period or X number of trades?
Both. A little mix of both, right? I wouldn't. You can take one trade over 3 months and be like, look at me, profitable over 3 months.
Doing it up.
You could take one profitable trade and then quit and be like, profitable trader. That's when I was up. So it's for me. I think at least 3 months plus is a good starting period. And I mean, I would like to think you're taking at least 10 to 20 trades a month. And each month is ideally profitable, right? If you're kind of wishy-washy back and forth, or at least if you're having a losing month, it's like significantly less than your winning months, then that still looks good and feels good. But if you're just like green, red, 2 greens, then you're like, oh, I'm profitable. It's like, no, I would give yourself a little more time than that. So
I think if you're asking that question, then you're probably not where you need to be asking that question. It's like the sizing stuff we always get. Like, people are trying to put the cart before the horse. Like, just keep doing it. Like, if you're worried about like what does the answer to that really mean? Like, whether it's 3 months, whether it's 6 months, whether it's you hit a certain dollar goal, you made 100K, you made $1 million. Like, you're still prone to blowing up. You're still prone to making mistakes, drawdowns. Like, consistency, true, like, which is why I'm so impressed with like Kyle over the past 10 years, because he's one of the only guys I know that has been as consistent as he has been over that entire stretch. And it's like, he's not asking like, am I good? Like, can I make some more mistakes because like I'm locked in? Like, you can call me a consistent trader? No, he still has to do it every single day. So, you'll get where you want to go when you get there. And you just don't focus on that stuff. Like, when I was becoming profitable in the first place in 2017 or 16, like, it was just 3, 4, 5 months in. I kept making money after I'd been struggling for a while. And I was like, let's just stay here. Like, let's not think about like, oh, we're a good trader now. Let's just stay where we are and keep trading well. Consistency is a long period of time. So if you're just looking to see if you're a profitable trader, yeah, you're probably looking at that short-term time frame. But overall, like, it will never end. You will always need to be just as consistent. So you're going to have to keep it up.
That's a good point. It's like, regardless.
There's no end goal. You can't get to the end goal. Like,
there is
the point of it is that you have to do it every day.
Yeah, it's like I'm profitable now. I can just stop trying, Yeah, it's earned every day.
Kyle, in a fader market, do you size down a lot, and what do you size down to? If you risk 1K per trade, do you drop it to 500?
No, I don't size down. I just maybe take a more not specific, but more nimble or focused approach. Like if one, like I said earlier, I wouldn't assume, right? I'm gonna let the market prove to me it's slow, right? If the first week of August next week is just opportunity after opportunity, then I am not going to sit here and be like, oh, but the seasonality, yada, yada, yada. Like, no, clearly there's opportunity. I need to trade just as I've always have and take those opportunities. If there are signs that do confirm, hey, seasonality is upon us, it is slow, not much is happening, then I will get picky, right? I won't necessarily size down, but I will say, hey, I'm not going to take anything that I deem to be better than a B grade trade. Now, again, if you're a beginner, I don't think you really have the experience to grade trades, but it's almost like, but the best way I would put it is like, feel like you are getting pulled into the trade. You're not searching, right? Everyone knows the feeling of like, you don't have a trade to take, so you're searching for the next trade. You're checking chat rooms, you're looking at every single ticker, every single person brings up, because you're trying to find what can I trade or what can I justify that is worth a trade. That is finding one. You don't want to find one. You want one to pull you in, right? You want one to pop up and you be like, I shouldn't take it. And then you keep looking at it and you're like, wait a minute. I can't not take this. Like this is the only setup I see this week kind of thing. Like you need to be pulled rather than finding one, than pushing to find one. That's the kind of pickiness that I like to go to and use. So
Very nice. Stuff and such. It was asking about like BTAI, NAMM, and saying, what are you looking for that would disqualify those from your scan? Are you primarily interested in shorting these day one gappers or just checking them out? For the most part, I know Kyle, Huddie, who's normally here, if you're new around here, are primarily interested in shorting them, but it really has to do with just a certain level of criteria that makes them relevant. And NAMM is up 50%, which isn't bad, but it was up a lot more before. You had, what was the other one, BTAI? That's up 22%. If I go to my scan and I'm looking at all the stocks up 10 to 40 or 10 to 50%, there's like 20 or 30 stocks there. I don't have the bandwidth, the mental capacity. We don't have the time to talk about every single stock that is gapping somewhat. And going through and figuring it out. I'm sure there's probably edges there on the long side and the short side to those medium gappers. But here we're really focused on the biggest gappers where we expect the majority of traders to flock to, who are going to either get squeezed on the short side or who are going to be interested in the long, like whatever it is, whatever the play ends up being. The biggest gappers tend to be where the most eyes are, and it's not always the case. Sometimes not. The 10% gapper turns into the biggest runner of the day, but right out of the gates we have we're usually looking 70-80% plus to talk about the biggest gappers. And then they doubled down on it, said what separates them from MWYN other than extension?
the traditional gapper is not an ex-China play or an ex-liquidation. It's the biggest one right there. It's the only one, really, in my opinion.
Someone asked if I traded CYCC first Green Day. I don't think this had one. Still looks like it's having red days, but maybe this day, the 18th? I didn't trade this one. No, it was, I don't know if it was dilution like you mentioned or if it was liquidity. I'm not entirely sure, but ended up being a decent bounce back. Ended up breaking out a couple days after that, failing, and has now faded for multiple days. But no, we saw V-Wave and was a decent reversal the other day. That's kind of the first one we've had in a while, besides ABVE. Yeah, this day, which gapped up. So reversals are or maybe coming back. We'll see. We'll see what August has for us. But I'm going to continue scanning for those and keep an eye on those. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. We are going to end the stream here in a second, but 33 likes. I know we can get that. We can get that up. Looking for a last minute question. Someone says NVNI breakout watch. Can we stop this? Like, just break out cutely. Like, why do we need to pull back like 50% and then in 2 days be back near the breakout level? Like, let's consolidate. What happened to consolidation? Yeah, I see it. I see what you're seeing. 90-cent area. What time was this set at? Is that after hours? But yeah, I agree. That's kind of what now is all about, is keeping good charts in front of you. So that way you don't miss if you do get a good opportunity. That's kind of what happened with me on V-Wave. Let the slow market get the best of me. Didn't take a trade that fit the criteria, and I missed out on good potential profits. But I definitely see what you're seeing at NVNI. Maybe it consolidates a little bit more under that, 80, 82 cent area, 83. I like that. What's your last bit of words of wisdom for the people today, Kyle, as they head into a new week on a Friday before the weekend?
It's something I think about all the time, whether it's ending a month or month, that it's just a month. Like, it's just a time. Right? It's not like let's put it this way. A lot of people think like daily, like I have to be green every day or I have to have daily goals. I have to do this thing. And then that ends up hurting themselves because they care about more about a daily number than actual trading well, because that's just not how trading works. Like you're going to be break even some days, no trade some days, red some days, big green some days. Like it doesn't come evenly. Um, and yeah, looking at it in scopes of months can help, but some people do get caught up, and I've been caught up in this before, and that's why I'm seeing you because I speak from experience. Like when a new month starts or a month ends, you're like, I got to do this to make it look this way. I got to like make these trades, or if I make $5,000 more, I'm gonna have my first 5-figure month. Like you start to play these mental number games in your head, and so I would not do that. Right? It's August 1st. Who cares? It's just another trading day, right? Just take the trades you see, don't take the trades you don't see, and just keep rolling with it, right? You don't need to do anything different than you've already, um, or whatever process you're looking for. You don't need to start changing it entirely just because August 1st just started, right? Every day is the same. It's just our own brains like to think it's different when it's not.
Yeah, it's like if you go out there and you make you made 10R in July and you make 20R today, is it really that different if you added that to July or to August? Like,
Right.
the times are just the times. We talked about this earlier with consistency. It's like, yeah, my biggest goal this year was to have what I think would be my first ever year where I'm green every single month. I know that's such a dumb goal, but I just know even the most profitable traders I know have red months. Like you have a red month this year, right?
Oh yeah.
And
100%.
it's like I just don't think I've ever put my consistency hat on for an entire 12-month stretch, because it's such a hard thing, because it's a goal that takes, you can't achieve it tomorrow. No matter what I do, I can't overachieve it. I have to do it every single month. And there's been a lot of scary moments. Like even in July, I was like worried that I was going to be red. And then all of a sudden, we flipped the script. But consistency is the most important thing. Showing up every day with the right plan, with the right idea, with the right, potential execution is the most important thing. And if you do that for 12 months, you're usually left with a pretty good year. So that's the goal. We will see you guys Monday for another episode of Good Morning Nasdaq, 8:45 a.m. We're going to see all the Clovers right now in the room. We appreciate the questions, appreciate the likes, you guys being here. We'll see you over after the weekend. Have a wonderful weekend here as we kick off another